Okay, so this is going to be an explanation of an energy harvester that harvests power factor correction via very specific magnetic interactions. So as a baseline, I always like to, I'm going to use this little motor. I got a little meter here so that you can see what the motor does in a baseline. There's our starting voltage. There's power factor, as the way the motor comes from the factory. There's amperage draw. That's watts based on the power factor. That's volt amps, which has to be supplied to make it all happen. So again, I just like to show that baseline. So we'll move this around. So to get started, I'm going to show something else real quick. Plug this in, which is this unit. And when I turn it on, you can see this power up. So this is the source meter, be reading the same thing as the meter over here does. This is the load meter, which will show what the motor's doing, show the power factor of the motor. This is the harvesting meter. It shows output that the harvester is outputting on the secondary side. So when I turn this on, you can see we got a 0.65 power factor, and both meters show the same thing. Now this one doesn't show volt amps, and that's the reason I put that other meter in there. All these show are watts and power factor. In this scenario, one of the things that I wanted to show was this meter is not showing anything, but it has the same amperage as the others. So that's the secondary side. If you open up that circuit, you can see what happens. Nothing happens. So when this is, let me pull this out. We'll put a load on it, which is this big resistor. It's just going to be to help control resistance to make the secondary side work. So when we turn it on, we've still got the same, this setup, okay, still got power factor, same thing. When I add capacitance, I'm going to increase the power factor. And then we'll start bringing this, I'm going to bring this number so that the motor sees exactly what it would normally see. So we got about the same. So now we got a power factor on the motor. We got corrected power factor. And then we've got harvested output, which is going over to this resistor. If you add the motor and the harvest, you see you get about the same as what's being supplied in volt amps. Because it takes the power factor correction, puts it onto the secondary side.